Hello YouTube world, Mac Daddy 1911A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalists. This will be take 11 of my mighty M14 M1A video. For whatever reason, I just cannot get my mojo going on when I've got a script in front of me. I'm either stumbling over my words and screwing it up or something. And so I just cannot get this video made to save my life. So I decided this morning to come out here and just do it, wing it. Before I do, I'd like to reference a new book that's not been out too long by the former Navy SEAL Chris Kyle, who was murdered back in early, I want to say it was early 2013. And what a waste, a shame. Not necessarily just a waste, but a shame. Mr. Kyle was a very decent human being, and he was in the trying to help a former veteran who is suffering from PTSD or whatever, and that guy wound up murdering Chris, and I believe it was the co-founder of his foundation to help veterans. The guy shot him in the back and killed him. But his new book, American Gun, well, I just bought it. It's been out for a little bit. And I encourage anyone out there with an interest in American firearms history and American history in general to go out and purchase that book and get it at Wally World for about 13 bucks here in Georgia, Northwest Georgia, where I live at. Worth every damn penny. I was actually looking for the $30 or $40 hardcover version, and they didn't happen to have it, or they sold out, or whatever the case may be. In his book, he referenced, he has a massive chapter on the M1 Garand, which, as you may or may not know, is the granddaddy or the daddy of the M14 rifle, M1A. The only difference truly between an M1A and an M14 or any other civilian clone is the fact you can only go semi-automatic. If you're new to the firearms world, that means for every pull of the trigger, the rifle will fire and on its own eject the cartridge, the spent cartridge, and reload the next one, and you have to pull the trigger again to make it fire. It's not a fully automatic weapon, unlike what the libtards of the universe try to tell you. Basically, semi-automatic simply means it is a self-loading rifle. So maybe that's a little bit more accurate a term versus semi-automatic. The M14 M1A has the most reliable operating system of its kind on the planet. During World War II, and you can reference the book American Gun, where Mr. Kyle did a lot of research and had a lot of help making the book, writing the book. But he referenced a lot of the veterans, and he's telling American history through the experiences of our veterans and our police officers with the different firearms that he chose. There's 10 of them, and one of them, of course, was the M1 Garand, which was the first successful, mass-produced, semi-automatic combat rifle for infantry. But in that book, he referenced several stories from quite a few veterans, both in the Pacific as well as in the European theater of operations, that said that basically while they were in combat, all they did is kept the outside of the gun wiped down and cleaned. They didn't have to worry about it, because whether it was in mud, salt water, sand, whatever, it would continue to operate, and it did a very, very damn good job, not only in World War II, but also through the Korean War. Yet after the Korean War, the Soviets had already invented and fielded the AK-47, the second assault rifle. The first assault rifle was, of course, the Sturmgewehr ST something other, 1944. Anyway, it was the first assault rifle. The AK-47 will be the second one and also the most popular firearm of all time. It's been produced more than any other, with the runner-up being the AR platform. And upon its introduction, and it had been out since 1947, but we only found out about it just shortly before the M14 was introduced into service. And there was a big political hoodoo at that time about the wasted money on it and so forth, blah, 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 that it wasn't as advanced as the AK and so forth. It's not an assault rifle. Okay? This is a battle rifle. It uses a full power, large cartridge to do the damn job. AK-47 uses a carbine cartridge. It only has about half the power of the .308, even though the diameter of the bullet is exactly the same. It only has about half the power that this baby right here has. It does not have the accuracy of the M14 system. You cannot take a rack grade AK-47 and turn it into a decent sniping rifle. It just ain't gonna do it, because number one, it doesn't have the reach. Number two, it doesn't have the power. All right. Most of our modern body armor will stop an AK-47 round. Our helmets can stop an AK-47 round. Doesn't do such a good job against .308 though, especially if you got armor-piercing rounds in it. But when you try to compare a full-blown battle rifle, such as the M1 or the M14, or the F8, the Fabrique Nationale FAL, which in the British military service it would have been called the self-loading rifle. So it will be SLR, the German G3, and so forth. There's many of them out there. They are not assault rifles. They are battle rifles. Okay? They are designed to reach the hell out yonder and have what is known as standoff distance. Standoff range. So you can attack your enemy. If he's attacking your position, you can start shooting him way the hell over yonder if your guys are trained to do so, like the United States Marine Corps. Their tradition is long-range firepower. Reference the Battle of Belleau Wood during World War I, where they wore the Germans' butts out. Now, of course, while I'm doing my video, I got to have my cats wanting to fight. And they know better. So you hear that? That's what's about to happen. But anywho, it looks like they stopped, so onward and upward. This is a battle rifle. It's not an assault rifle. Assault rifles are carbine cartridges that do not have what we commonly know as knockdown power. Okay, an AK-47 is, in my opinion, at close range or even at longer range, is a little bit better than AR-15. Some people don't agree with that. That is fine. You get your choice, and I'll get my choice. But I didn't even like the assault rifle idea, the carbine. In a military situation where you have a government backing you up, they can afford to have assault rifle carbines. They can have a assault machine gun, squad automatic rifle, or squad automatic weapon, the SAW, with the same cartridge as the carbine, shooting really fast. And they can also afford to have a 7.62 millimeter M240 or M60 machine gun to extend that range, as well as they have automatic grenade launchers, the single shot M203 grenade launchers. You've got the Brown and 50s on your support vehicles, 25 millimeter freaking chain guns, the 120 millimeter main gun of the Abrams tank, as well as several machine guns on it. You've got Apache helicopters, Black Hawks, the little Kiowa helicopters, the MH6, I can't even think of the word, MH3 or MH4 Little Birds. You got all this support. Let's not forget the 155 millimeter howitzers and the 105s sitting back in the rear that's lobbing those big damn cans of high explosive over to nail your damn enemy. Situation like that, maybe a carbine's okay. I'm not in the military. I'm not going to have that kind of support. So I've got to bring the support with me. Uncle Fester, by contrast, has two specialized weapons. He has an assault carbine, which is the AK-47, as well as a Savage Model 110 in 7mm Remington Magnum, which has some thump to it, Jack. Both weapons do a damn good job, but they are pretty much specialized weapons. I took the all-in-one approach. Short range or long range, the 308 cartridge 7.62 times 51mm has the thump to knock them flat. It's a gunfight, right? We're not dealing with samurai swords or broadswords and shields and armor. We're dealing with firearms. What is the damn point of bringing a firearm to a gunfight? Is it not to stop the damn fight? Are we out there to have a beauty contest, or are we out there to try to intimidate them with how vicious looking our little paint job is, or our fancy electronic sights, or, oh well, look, mine's got a bipod? You know, we're not out there measuring who's got the biggest penis or longest penis. All right? We're out there to win a gunfight. All right, you're not out there to do all these other things. You're out there to destroy your enemy, kill him or her, and move on and survive. That is the point of bringing a gun to a gunfight, or at least ways in my opinion. And because I'm not going to have artillery support, because I'm not going to have a squad automatic weapon or a heavy light machine guns, general purpose machine gun like the M240, I'm going to have me and my rifle, and maybe my friends and their rifles and shotguns, and that's going to be it. So the idea is to bring as much damn gun as you possibly can. As the Springfield Armory advertisements say, bring enough damn gun. And that's what I've done. Now, of course, like I said, it's a battle rifle, therefore it's freaking heavy. It was in its original form about a pound lighter than a FN FAL. I'm not sure about the G3, but I imagine it's somewhere right there in the neighborhood of it, because it's made out of iron, or as my old truck driving friends say, irons, steel. All right. There's not much aluminum on an original M14. I have added this Sage International ALCU aluminum chassis system to the rifle to bring it up to the 21st century, where you can easily add optics and lasers and flashlights and bipods and whatever else you want to add to it. So it brings it up to the adaptability of a carbine, some of the newer carbines like the M4 carbine and the M16 A4 and A5s. But it's still a big, heavy SOB. When I first put it into chassis and started handling the weapon, I just started calling it the pig. But I love my rifle because it has, every time I pull the trigger with the intent of shooting the rifle, it always did exactly as advertised. It fired the damn round and it put it where my dumb ass, wherever I could get my dumb ass to get it to go. And isn't that the point? You want it to work every time. Back to the reference of the new American gun book that Chris Kyle wrote. All the veterans he referenced talked about its absolute reliability and the knockdown power of its 30-06 cartridge. He also referenced the M14 in there and its badass knockdown power of its 308 7.62 times 51mm cartridge. Referenced how the U.S. Navy SEALs, or the Navy, requested a chassis system to upgrade their M14s that they loved, and they helped. Their input helped design this. The U.S. Navy designed this chassis. Now Sage produced it, but it was the U.S. Navy who actually designed it at their Crane, Indiana facility, the surface warfare facility up at Crane, Indiana. But they loved it. Now, I don't think he ever got to use one, but he knew of several people and referenced those and how they just loved this weapon, including its iron sights, because they were very durable and got the job done. One guy in particular is, I believe, the host of Top Shots. His nickname is Saul, and he was a Navy SEAL sniper, and he just loved the M14. Loved it, loved it, loved it. For the same damn reason I love it. It's accurate, it's hard-hitting, and it's long range. It'll do the damn job. So this, in my opinion, is a true multi-role weapon. Some people complain about how heavy they are. Well, whoop-de-freaking do. In World War II and in Korea, well, from the very end of World War I up through World War II and Korea, we had a weapon called the BAR, the Browning Automatic Rifle, which had a 20-round detachable magazine. First of its kind. Very successful weapon system. And it weighed over 20 pounds. Reference Hickok 45's channel and his 1918 BAR video he did. He was having a blast with that damn thing. Heavy or not, it did the damn job, and it had to be heavy because it was firing full automatic with a 30-06 cartridge, which is just a tad more powerful than a 308. One of the failings of the M14 system, it was too damn light to be shooting 308 wide open full automatic. And therefore, they eventually decided the M60 was the way to go, which weighs what? 25 damn pounds? I'm not going to have artillery, I'm not going to have air support, I'm not going to have a whole lot of damn things, and I may be all on my own. I want enough gun to do the damn job. And the M14 M1A system is more than a damn enough gun. Thank you very much. Like I said, the point of bringing a firearm to a gunfight is to stop the damn gunfight. You're going to conceal carry, you get the biggest damn bullet you can damn well shoot and handle and control. And I'm 141 pounds, 151 pounds, whatever the hell my current weight is. I go up and down like a yo-yo in my old age, but I can handle a 45. Okay, I'm not the biggest, strongest guy in the world, and I can handle it just fine, thank you very damn much. So I carry a 45 if I need to use one, which thank God I have never had to. But the point is to put as big a damn hole in them as possible, bleed them out as quickly as possible in the damn fight. And maybe just the simple fact you got a big damn barrel on the end of that thing looking like a damn 55-gallon drum pointing at them, maybe that's enough to damn stop the fight before it ever gets down to the blood and the guts, you know. But anywho, I'm not going to sit here and wear your damn ear out. I've got a couple of short videos I took in sequence on the different aspects of the operating system of the M1A M14 system. It's a very tough, very reliable firearm. It served in the South Pacific in the jungles. It served in the sands of Africa and Italy. It served in every single beach invasion that beach landing we had during World War II and including Korea. Salt water, sand, mud, grime, weather, I mean, you name it, it will function. Now, Chris Kyle, in his book, he also gave high praise for the M16 M4 carbine in modern day configuration. But he never said anywhere in that entire spiel about the M16 how utterly reliable it was regardless of how filthy it got. That's enough for me right there. That's simply having left that out. Now maybe that's just, you know, because I do that in my videos. And I'll probably leave something out of this video I had in my script that I really would like to put in it. So things like that happen, maybe he just left it out. But the veterans of World War II and Korea that he interviewed and added to, you know, their stories into it, Medal of Honor winners, brave, everyday farm boys who went off to war, sales clerks, car salesmen, whatever, went off to war. They carried the M1 Garand and later the M14, and they never complained about the piece of shit overheated and broke down, or it wouldn't function when it was filthy. It worked, and it worked every daggum time. That is enough for me. I will depend on old Betsy. You choose whatever the hell cranks your tractor, but as for me and mine, it's 308, baby. This is Mac Daddy 1911A1. Stay tuned for the short clips on the operating system of the rifle. And I hope whatever you choose, it is a reliable design and it's got something called knockdown power. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see, I'm going to do some close-ups of the rifle, and I'm going to explain how the gas system operates and the advantages this particular piston gun has over many others out there on the market, okay? As well as how the bolt system back here works, as well as some other things I've thought of along the way that you may or may not know about this system. No matter what, it is a heavy design, but with that comes durability and reliability. I would not hesitate, and I am not going to hesitate, to grab this up as my go-to-war gun if the shit hits the fan. Right along with my 1911A1 as well as my Mossberg 590, because all three have stellar combat records and knockdown power, also known as fight-stopping capability. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you a heads up on all the little details to it as I've discovered them over time. Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us explore the operating system of the M14 rifle. Alright, what you're looking at here is the top of the receiver with the bolt closed and action locked up in battery. First things first, we're going to do is take out the magazine, eject the snap cap that I know is in there, because I always put one in there, close it back. Alright, first thing you'll notice is the bolt is connected to the operating rod. The operating rod runs down the side of the rifle, turns under, goes through the operating rod guide, and then butts up against the gas system. And I'll show you a close-up of that here in just a moment. What happens when you fire, the bullet travels down the barrel, with the gas pressure building up behind it, pushing it along until it gets down to the gas port, fills the system up with gas, slams the piston to the rear, which strikes the operating rod, and in the first 3/8 inch of movement, the operating rod, which is called the dwell time, it moves to the rear until it gets into the cam surface and starts the process unlocking the bolt. You can watch it right there as it rotates the bolt up and unlocks it. As it continues to the rear, it pulls the bolt along with it until it gets to the very maximum. It stops, and under spring pressure, it goes right back forward, strips off the next cartridge, guides it up into the barrel, continues on. The camming surface inside, rotates it down, and locks it back. I do believe the video I just shot was a wee bit out of focus, so I'm going to do it again. The operating rod starts to the rear, first 3/8 inch movement, there's nothing happening. Then the roller on the side of the bolt catches the camming surface inside the operating rod handle. As it continues to the rear, it rotates it up and unlocks it. Then it hits the front wall of that camming surface and it pulls the bolt out of battery and it starts it to the rear. Alright, once it's reached its apogee or the end of its travel, whatever you want to call it, the spring makes it come back forward, stripping off the next round, guiding it into the chamber, continues on forward, and the camming surface relocks the bolt. And it does that very quickly, very efficiently. Now we'll move to the gas system. Okay, the M1A M14's gas system. What makes it unique among rifles. Let me show you this right here. This the top part, of course, is the barrel. I don't know if the viewfinder can see it. Yeah, it can see it. And here's your gas cylinder, your gas chamber, whatever the hell the official designation for it is. Here's your gas plug. Inside this tube right here is your piston. Okay? If, for some reason, this weapon were to foul out to the point that piston no longer would move enough in there to strike the operating rod and operate the bolt system, as you can see this slot right here. All right, the screwdriver slot. When it is in its vertical position like this, in line with that band, the gas system is on. All right, that's telling you the hole is open, so it'll allow gas into the system here in order to operate the bolt. However, if it ever gets so fouled out, it's only doing light strikes or whatever the case may be, or you didn't torque down your plug the last time you used it, and it falls out, and the piston falls out right along with it, because there's nothing inside there holding that piston in except that plug. So for some reason you let that damn thing fall out, or it broke or cracked, and it just was not delivering the blow it needs to strike, to push the piston in there to operate the system. All you got to do is take your fingernail, turn that sucker off. Okay, when that slot is in parallel with the barrel and the gas chamber here, it cuts the gas completely off the system, so you can fire it single shot and have to work the bolt. Okay, let me rotate my camera around here, get it where it's centered up so the camera will actually focus on it. I've had that sucker come out of focus. All right, so you turn off the gas system back there. Let me put one in the chamber. Fire that next. You turn it off. You work the action just as I just did. You work the action. I mean, you fire it and you go ahead, work it. Just like a bolt action rifle. You just work that the action, and you turn it from a semi-automatic self-loading rifle to a single shot. Basically, a straight pull bolt action is what you're doing. If you'll notice, I'll watch the bolt right here. I'll see if I can get my finger out the damn way. When you pull that operating rod back, there's a little roller attached to the right hand side of the bolt, and there's a slot inside here called the camming surface on the inside of this operating rod. It rotates up and out and unlocks it, and then it pulls it out of battery, resets the hammer, continues back forward, strips off the next round, puts it in the chamber, comes back down, locks it in place. Bam, you're right back in business. So you can turn it from a self-loading rifle to a single shot in no time flat. Easy as damn pie, nothing to it. Okay, you can see the gas system here. Okay. And right through these holes here, you'll be able to see the operating rod moving backwards. Just wanted to give you a close-up up. So I'm going to zoom in. Just wanted to give you an idea what part of the rifle you were looking at. And right inside those slots right there, you'll see the piston or the operating rod moving back and forth as I work the action. So when it fires, the piston strikes the front of that operating rod, which drives it to the rear, and in doing so it operates the bolt, unlocks the bolt, ejects the cartridge, recocks the hammer, then it works its way back forward, which strikes the piston and puts it back where it's supposed to be at, inside the gas chamber. I wish before I'd put the gun back together that I would have took it out and shown it a little bit better, but there are some really good videos online. The original videos that they showed the troopers back in the day on how they operate the M14, how it works. But it's very durable, very reliable, very cool running system, and it's not dumping carbon right straight into the action of the weapon where all the darn work has to go on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's say, for instance, now I know you've probably noticed there's this big freaking hole right here. This is where these switch would have been to switch it from semi-automatic to fully automatic on the military version. But this is an M1A. It's a semi-automatic only. Cannot be made to be fully automatic because of the way the receiver is manufactured. You can't get the link that would have worked from the trigger mechanism and the selector switch up here where it's supposed to be locked in at. So you cannot convert it. Alright, but that's fine and dandy. I don't believe in full automatic fire anyway, because I think it's a massive freaking waste of ammunition myself. Of course, that's just me. But you notice this freaking hole here. The reason I'm pointing this damn thing out is because you know, some of you guys are going to be you get mud in there and the damn thing will jam. I saw that National Rifle Association video where they did exactly that. Well, I'm not an idiot like the guy who's dragging the rifle around with this part of the rifle where the action's at, down in the damn mud on his side. Alright? But I thought about this. Like I said, like I'm always saying, I'm a thinking man. I'm not a highly educated man as far as a formal education, but any damn thing I decide to that I like or want to know something about, I investigate it to the fullest. If it was gobbed up with mud in there for whatever reason, and if the hammer would not strike the firing pin enough to hit the damn thing, this is what I would do. First, I'd make sure it was cocked. Then I would reach down here and I'd grab it back into this damn thing, which if I had a cartridge out here, it would be easier. And I would just pull the damn trigger mechanism out and I'd hit it into freaking water, wash that shit off, shove it back into the damn rifle, lock it back into place, back in business. So, whenever you think your rifle's so damn good compared to my old girl, I got another damn thing for you, Jack, because she is bad to the bone. So if you do jam it, you do get mud in there, take the freaking thing out, rinse it out, slap it back in, slap it back home, right back in business. Purpose of this video is not necessarily to say that the M1A M14 system is the best all-round rifle, but it is designed, I hope, to get you to thinking about the system that you have and you carry and that you use. Depending on where you're at, where the anticipated confrontation, if it ever comes, is that you may have to have a shorter, smaller system, a carbine. But it's also, hopefully, will get you to thinking about the cartridge that you're using in that carbine. The most effective I have read about in recent times is a 458 SOCOM, which shoots a 45 caliber, I think it's a 400 grain bullet, and out to 300 meters it has the knockdown power almost of a 12 gauge slug. Now, point blank range, there is not much in this damn world that a 12 gauge slug can't knock down permanently. Whether they got a damn vest on or if it penetrates or not doesn't have a damn thing to do with it. Tell you what, you take your damn vest and you go get you a big muscled up fella that knows how to swing a damn sledgehammer and get him to take that 10-pound sledgehammer and hit you square in the damn chest with it. Whether it penetrates that plate or not, it'll crush your damn ribs. And that's what a 12 gauge shotgun shell will do, as well as that 458 SOCOM. The other purpose is to say that the M1A M14 platform's operating system is utterly reliable. Whether it is wet or it is dry, whether it is clean or it is filthy, it will work. Will your system work? I don't give a damn if you go and buy an M1A or an AK-47 or an AR platform. What I do give a damn about is if you are an American patriot, American Minuteman, a U.S. military, or a police officer, and you find yourself in a damn fight. Would you rather have a system where you got to shoot them 3 or 4 damn times in order to take the same effect as a 30 cal or a 45 cal, or would you rather go ahead and knock them down right off the damn bat? End the damn fight. Stop the damn fight. Kill your opponent, or put them out of the damn fight completely, where they cannot get back up and shoot or kill you. That is the purpose of the video. I chose the M1A M14 system because it is utterly reliable. I chose it because it's 308 7.62 times 51mm cartridge will knock them flat on their ass and they'll stay there. That is the point, as I have stated in this video already, of bringing a firearm to a damn fight. It's not a damn beauty contest. It's not a penis measuring contest. It ain't got nothing, well, I spent this much money on it, or this is the latest, greatest gadget. A K98 Mauser rifle will do today what it would do when it was invented. And that is put one round into a man and put them down. Same thing with the American ripoff, the 1903, which was almost a copy of it. Same thing with that 30-06 cartridge. You knock them down, and that was the end of that. Same thing with the Garand and the M14. From all the books written by veterans who had first-hand damn experience in combat with these weapon systems, I know damn good and well the AR platform is not necessarily going to do that unless you get a good, damn good shot placement. And we all know in combat, if you know anything about the situation, oftentimes you only get that one damn shot. I'm not talking about point blank range, room clearing, or someone attacking your position. I'm talking about down the street killing before they get down there to you. Because once they're amongst your ass, you're in trouble. And if you miss then, it's all she wrote. So that standoff range that you have with a bigger cartridge that'll knock them down way the hell over yonder versus right here in your damn face, I think I'd rather have that. But like I said, it's not necessarily to say that the M1A M14 is the greatest rifle for combat or any other thing ever invented. I don't think there's been a perfect battle rifle or assault rifle made yet. A perfect one could do all things. And I'm holding my damn camera versus having it on tripod. You can see it shimmer a little bit. There are versatile rifles that can get close to it, like the Scar and the M-Rat. Oh, well, not M-Rat. These Mossberg made one to compete with it. Remington made one to compete with it. Hell, all the big boys. Colt. So you could change calibers by changing the uppers and the different magazines and so forth. So there's not a one perfect weapon. That is the reason you have the carbine, you have the squad automatic weapon, you have the general purpose machine gun that a squad will carry around into battle. Plus you have rocket launchers, you have grenade launchers, and so forth. So there's not one single perfect rifle cartridge combination for every situation. That's the reason I'm trying to cover my bases with a very reliable, hard-hitting, durable design that gets the damn job done. Thank you for watching.